Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I've been noticing this too, and Moon Lambo actually voiced this concern on Twitter today. He said, "I'm seeing a narrative circulating recently indicating that XRP price is being manipulated and it's whipping irritated and impatient holders into a frenzy. It's frequently stated or implied that XRP price is suppressed because it's a threat to the traditional financial system. This is echo chamber nonsense." Now guys, I've been in this space a very, very long time, and I've seen my fair share of FUD, and I've seen my fair share of ups and downs with regards to euphoria and excitement when it comes to, well, not just XRP, but crypto in general. You know, when we were in this area here back in 2017 and early 2018, boy, was the narrative positive. Everybody was super excited. XRP to 589, yada, yada, yada. Eventually, you know, in 2018, the price of XRP did eventually start to crater. And I mean, along with the rest of the crypto market, it wasn't just XRP, but, you know, the narrative got very, very hairy and very negative. You know, it was too long of downward price momentum. And by, you know, mid to late 2019, early 2020, the narrative was really bad. And then the SEC lawsuit was announced, and boy, everybody was just kind of panicked. And so, you know, when we did see the euphoria kick in 2021, we saw that optimism again. And, you know, I can gauge it from Twitter and also the comments section in my videos. You know, who's commenting, how many people are commenting, how many new subscribers I'm getting. So, I mean, sentiment does shift in the crypto space quite a bit. And, you know, we've got to, you know, kind of take it for what it is. We've been in a downward market for quite a while. We have seen some gains. We have seen some disappointments. We did see we did see some positive things too. Like we did get the positive XRP verdict from the SEC lawsuit, and that brought XRP up here. However, you know, after a couple of months, we did see it crater back down to, you know, the lows that we saw back just about 45, 50 cents back to before we got that verdict. And, you know, we have seen a bit of a positive uptick now, but, you know, it's going back and forth, guys. It's vacillating the same way all cryptos do. And so, you know, that is spurring on this kind of a thing where, you know, people are thinking to themselves, they're second guessing their investment. And Moon Lambo's pointing it out here. This is all normal. I mean, at least the sentiment is normal. He goes on to say there are attempts to manipulate all of the crypto market. However, I reject the framing that XRP specifically and uniquely is being manipulated by grotesque, shadowy figures who never seem to be named, as though XRP is under attack because they don't want the price to rise. Who is they exactly? This gets out of control. Let's just live in reality here. He says, below are the year-to-date returns for the top 15 coins, excluding stable coins. As you'll see, BNB, Matic, ARB, and LTC are down year-to-date. Are the shadowy figures keeping those prices down too because they're a threat to the traditional financial system, or you just want to keep applying that nonsense narrative to XRP? These are his words here, only because the narrative gets likes and reposts. So, I mean, you know, this is a very good exercise when you're feeling like, your portfolio's down because maybe all you purchased was XRP and maybe you should have been diversifying. Well, guys, it's good to see what other coins are doing. And so, you know, since the beginning of 2023, we can see BTC is up 123%, Ethereum up 68%, BNB coin is down, and there are reasons for that. XRP is actually up 76%, Solana is doing very well, 450%, ADA is actually even up 48%, OKB up 83%, Dogecoin's up 10%, Tron is up 84%, Link is up 149%. AVAX up 81%, Matic is down 3%, DOT is up by 16%, ARB down 28%, and LTC is down by 4%. So these are just, you know, the metrics from the chart, and the math doesn't lie, guys. So, you know, as much as we want the XRP price to just kind of shoot up and moon, and the fact that it is actually behaving normally. It's behaving normally in the market right now, trading at 60.5 cents. And so, you know, this goes back to diversification, diversifying your crypto portfolio so you don't feel the hit maybe as much. This is what I did during the down market, and I'm sharing that with my Patreon subscribers at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I've opened up to my subscribers my portfolio for this bull run. So, you know, to put your mind at ease, guys, just, you know, take into consideration, it's not just XRP. All coins are behaving well, fairly normal, but I wanted to thank Moon Lambo anyway, just for posting that and to give us, you know, a sense of clarity. Speaking of clarity, I think Things have just gotten clearer for Charles Hoskinson. Only maxis will take issue with Charles's outrage. Guys, a clip just surfaced of Charles Hoskinson. He goes off on the SEC and Bitcoin getting a pass, while Cardano, ADA, and other cryptos have had to suffer. How does it feel now, Charles, that the shoe is on the other foot?
Then they come in and say it's a security. Okay, well, what the hell does that mean if it's decentralized? How does Bitcoin register? Oh, but it's not. Then explain to me the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and the rest of the gang. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Run the goddamn Howey test on it and show me the difference between the two. Tell me, is there an expectation of return with the goddamn orange pill moon boys? It's there. There's so many different planks and angles that you can take a look at this thing from. And by the way, if you subpoena and attack about 3 different entities, you could perform a 51% attack on Bitcoin because that's the way the hash power works. But it's decentralized, apparently. And Team Orange gets a complete pass. It's a pathetic joke. It's an absolutely pathetic joke. You know, and it would be funny if not for the fact that hundreds of millions of dollars of legal fees have been exhausted in this Pyrrhic war that's being fought on the industry. And they'll lose court case after court case, as they already have, and will continue. And then at some point, it'll stop. There will not be an apology. There's not going to be any money that comes back, and we'll just move on. Like we did with the Kennedy assassination. We'll just move on. Like we did with Vietnam. We'll just move on. Like we did with Iraq and Afghanistan. We'll just move on like we're doing right now with COVID. We'll just move on like we did with all the things that have happened the last 50, 60, 70 years in the United States history. It has to stop. It honestly has to stop. Why do I praise libertarians come in? Because the only people that seem to think the only people seem to improve the situation, the people that are unraveling the government. It's not accountable anymore. People harm people, they get away with it, and they just move on, and nothing changes. I'm tired of it. I think our industry is tired of it. The entire reason cryptocurrencies exist is not because somebody woke up and said, man, tokens on the internet is such a good idea. The entire reason cryptocurrencies exist is that we're trying collectively to reestablish the social contract, because the social contract is horrifically broken.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, but I will link this tweet in the description of the video for you, courtesy of Altcoin Daily here. Going back to what John Deaton was saying, only maxis will take issue with what Charles is saying, you know, his outrage. I don't see how anyone could not objectively understand the frustration. U.S. securities laws need to be coherent and consistently applied across all ecosystems. He goes on to say, I've seen a few maxis reply to Charles's video with the same old arguments they made about XRP. Surprise, surprise. The same arguments rejected by the federal judge sitting at the SDNY. And then he links a tweet thread of his from back in April. A thread of mine that people who love to call software code itself a security did not appreciate. So, you know, I could see Charles's frustration. I'm sure now he probably doesn't think that we're all conspiracy theorists. Like I say, guys, the industry is changing and this bull run is going to be very different. Of course, you know, companies like Ripple are adapting to the industry as a whole. And I mean, not just for payments, but for tokenization. And the other day, I talked a little bit about this clip here, courtesy of Crypto Eddie. She brought this to our attention. Navin Gupta was at this summit in Dubai, talking about how the XRP ledger and I guess more accurately, Ripple is pivoting and how payments aren't their main focus specifically anymore. It's interesting, Gupta would demur Ripple is a crypto payments company just after Ripple's post-Swell Insights article, Ripple Payments reaches new heights. This coming from the Wrath of Kahneman, and he actually took some time to kind of think about what Navin Gupta said here, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. If focus has been clarified, it's away from simple FX to capturing crypto liquidity more generally. Wrath of Kahneman goes on to say it's just good business, but also perhaps a recognition the incumbent advantage of banks cannot be disrupted head-on. The question remains the same. Will enough value accrete in the XRP ledger that Ripple becomes a viable competitor to banks for supplying cheap and easy liquidity? So he's saying, you know, there is still this question of can Ripple still make it at this point, even though they've taken it head on and even though they have a huge advantage over the rest of the industry? He says, restated, will Ripple remain a niche payment specialist, become a crypto commodities broker, or a fiat liquidity challenger to the banks? As always, the problem remains gateways where crypto and cash rails mingle. So some more insight here just with regards to what Navin Gupta said. And, maybe this is why, too, that they're pivoting a little bit, that they're not just focusing on this, because I guess maybe they realize, okay, we've gotten as far as we can with banks. We've, partnered with the big players. We've kind of done what we can do in terms of cross-border payments and payments in general. So they can be that niche payment specialist provider, specialist payment provider. But can they go further? I guess time will tell. Nevertheless, some great insight here from the Wrath Economy. I wanted to thank him for that. Also saw this, guys, from Ripple partner Finastra. New study from Finastra shows 7% growth in financial institutions using artificial intelligence in 2023. So we heard about Ripple starting, new AI projects or helping to foster new AI development on the XRP ledger. And so this is from a Ripple partner, a new study from financial software provider Ripple partner Finastra. They just revealed 37% of financial institutions have improved or deployed artificial intelligence already in the last 12 months, a 7% increase from 2022. The study, a Financial Services State of the Nation Survey 2023, also revealed that 83% of the 956 professionals surveyed believe their institution is interested in generative AI. So they are looking for AI for solutions, 83%. When asked about the intended use cases for generative AI, survey respondents shared that they would use it to collect and analyze data for environmental, societal, and governance purposes. And that was 36%, automate manual tasks, 34%, and enhance IT operations, that was 33%. The research also highlighted that banking as a service has grown in significance over the past year, with deployment of the solutions growing by 37%. The countries with the highest rate of adoption in the past year were the US, 64%, Vietnam, 55%, and Saudi Arabia, 53%. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Saudi Arabia, always on the cusp of technology and the advancements in tech. So interesting news here coming from Ripple partner Finastra. I also happen to see this, guys, Ripple partner Paysen and CalcuRisk. They've just forged a partnership to enhance global risk management. Paysen has chosen to implement the CalcuRisk solution, seeking to enhance and automate its approach to enterprise risk management. This strategic move aims to mobilize their risk framework on a global scale. So Paysen is a leader in the fintech sector, as we know, and they're dedicated to enabling customer and business pay and send money online globally in any currency. Also a Ripple partner. And so CalcuRisk, they specialize in providing comprehensive GRC solutions. They help organizations streamline risk management and compliance processes, making it a perfect match for Paysen's needs. So, of course, this partnership too will help, blockchain technology, DLT technology expand into other verticals, or, maybe start getting ideas of where DLT technology can be utilized in other cases. And I'm sure that, a lot of these Ripple partners have now partnered up not just with payment partners, even though they could be, like in this case here, a lot of these Ripple partners, the initial Ripple payment partners, have partnered up with other companies that do other things. And I bet you, dimes to donuts that, a lot of these companies are realizing, oh, here is a problem that can be fixed and we can use blockchain for. And so, there are probably murmurings that go back to the hires up. Of course, we've been hearing about all these dev competitions, these hackathons, getting the young developers, developing new solutions on the XRP ledger. So I bet you that it's a bit of a chicken and an egg and a chicken situation where, we're seeing the problems arise, or the identification of the problems come up, and I bet you more solutions are being developed as a direct result. That's just my speculation there. But, we're seeing more of these types of partnerships through Ripple partners like Paysen. So great news there. Also happen to see this from Ian Binns, HSBC's adoption of Metaco. Their platform drives interest in the XRP ledger. So earlier this month, we did talk about this partnership, but guys, we got more news with relation to this. That collaboration, which was announced earlier this month, has led supporters to believe the ledger and token will gain further prominence. Okay, this was reported by CoinDesk just yesterday. The correlation between the products of Ripple and their banking clients Metaco, I keep wanting to call it Metaco, but I believe it's pronounced Metaco, is indirect but real, Metaco CEO Adrian Tricani said in a report. And here's the quote, guys. There's an indirect link, which is that the adoption of Ripple and Metaco solution further promotes the adoption of the XRP ledger as a protocol. Every success of Ripple, the company, is also a success of the XRP ledger. So as earlier reported, we know that HSBC does plan to launch new digital asset custody services for institutional clients coming down the pike next year, complementing its platform for issuing digital assets and offering for tokenized physical gold gold, according to the release. And here's another quote, guys. We're seeing increased demand for custody of funds administration and digital assets from asset managers and asset owners as this market continues to evolve. This coming from Koo-King Lee, Chief Digital Data and Innovation Officer, Security Services at HSBC. That's what he said in a release. Through key partnerships, HSBC is delivering the next generation custody infrastructure that will be scalable and secure. So more opportunity here, more value being driven to the XRP ledger, as being identified here by a representative from Metaco. Anyway, some great news there. Wanted to thank Ian Binns for posting that. And here's another great one, guys, courtesy of Cyprus Domenicor here. Ripple just met at the Crypto Assembly in Sydney and spent 2 days in discussion with the public and private sector to develop a course of action for the future of Australia's crypto sector. So guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but guys, this is Rahul Advani. Okay, Rahul Advani has been working with Ripple. He's their policy director in the APAC region, and he's been with them since 2021. Also note here, he also did work for the ISDA before that. Tokenizing derivatives, anyone? But anyway, Rahul Advani, he's been on the move, okay? Check this out. Just recently, okay, this was just posted 4 days ago. This week's APAC Policy Digest comes to you from down under. Team Ripple and Metaco have joined forces at the Crypto Assembly in Sydney, organized by the Blockchain APAC region. He says, where Nicole, David, Neil, and I spent 2 fruitful days in discussion with the public and private sector to develop a course of action for the future of Australia's crypto sector. Now, why is the policy director at Ripple shaping Australia's crypto sector? You understand how big that is. There's a photo of him doing it, okay? If you go back to his LinkedIn, and this is all courtesy of Cyprus Domenicor here, he unveiled this information. You guys can see more photos of Rahul Advani here, just, doing talks and meeting with people, so on and so forth. Now, it is interesting to note because if you check this page out here from the Reserve Bank of Australia, and guys, this was just released last week, Payment System Board Update Notice. Okay, if you go down here, they talk about enhancing cross-border payments. Well, we know Ripple obviously involved in cross-border payments, but this is from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Again, the official website here from the government of Australia. Enhancing cross-border payments. Members discuss various initiatives to make cross-border payments faster, cheaper, and more transparent. Well, where have we heard that before? Obviously using DLT through RippleNet. These include the adoption of globally harmonized payments, messaging requirements, and the migration of cross-border payments to faster payment system infrastructure. So the ISO 20022 requirements obviously factoring in here as well. The board expects new payments platform, or the NPP participants, to deliver their NPP International Payments Business Service by the industry-agreed deadline of December the 23rd. This new service will help speed up cross-border payments coming into Australia by enabling the final Australian dollar leg to be processed via the NPP. So December 2023, this month. And it's interesting too, right? They mentioned faster, cheaper, more transparent payments. We got Rahul Advani saying that, Ripple, essentially is a representative of Ripple. They are there to help shape the policy for cross-border payments in Australia. And then this guy's from earlier this month, Ripple transforms payments experience to unlock enterprise adoption. Using the same wording as they did in Australia, Ripple Payments, formerly known as RippleNet, Ripple Payments provides the enterprise-grade infrastructure required for business to leverage blockchain easily for faster, cheaper, and more efficient cross-border payments without needing to be an expert. So, is it any coincidence that the Reserve Bank of Australia and Ripple are working together to help shape crypto payments for the entire country of Australia? As Cyprus Domenicor here points out, discussions with the public and private sector to develop a course of action for the future of Australia's crypto sector. At the same time, the RBA comes out with a notice that basically uses the exact same wording. Ripple and XRP guys at the forefront of this, shaping entire countries' policies when it comes to cross-border payments. Obviously, you got to get the private sector on board, and when they are already partnered with the public sector, I think it's a no-brainer. RippleNet, Ripple Payments, whatever you want to call it these days, they're going to be at the forefront for payments across the globe. Of course, more prominent in some countries than others, but the interoperability obviously will only mean that, whatever system other countries are deciding to use, it's all going to be running at some point through the XRP ledger. So don't let the XRP price remaining at 60% get you down, guys. Remember, it's still up 76% on speculation alone. And so if it's up by 76% just on spec, think of what the real world utility will do when the time comes. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.